it's your girl T, and I know it's been a few days, forgive me. Folks have been going off on me like, honey, you need to come up off that road trip and come spill some more tea, okay? Where have you been? We miss you, everything else, and I miss you guys so much. I have been having a ball, y'all, with my kids, and, you know, just been going everywhere, and I just really wanted them to experience a different side of life. You know what I'm saying? I like for my kids to be able to go to different places and see how other kids are living, see how other neighborhoods are, and we've just been having a great ball out here on the East Coast. When I tell you, it's just been a blessing. It's been amazing just running into random subscribers and people who recognize me. I was in Pennsylvania at Pressure Mall and I ran into one of my subscribers. She was at work. I was at another mall in Delaware and I ran into another subscriber. You know, I was out in Philly and I had people out there recognizing me. So it's just been a blessing. And then this past weekend on Saturday, because I had been going to New York back and forth, but on Saturday, I was out in the Bronx for like 4 hours, just straight kicking it. And I had several of my subscribers come out there and meet up with me. I even had some people come out from Staten Island. So shout out to all y'all. You know, I'm just the type of person, like y'all know, I'm down to earth, honey. There's nothing bougie about me. I can hang in the projects just like I can hang out in Beverly Hills. You know what I mean? I've never been the type of person to think that I'm way up here and other people are down here. And I never want to be that type of person who forgets where I'm from, who I am, and what made me the person I am today. So for me, I know a lot of folks were asking me, you know, why didn't you go to VidCon? Why aren't you at VidCon? I'm not really into all that because y'all know how I feel about big groups of people, and I don't like feeling like I'm in a fishbowl and everybody's staring at me. I find it more pleasurable when I just run into people randomly and they tell me how much my videos have changed their life. You know what I'm saying? Because I never expected my videos to impact anybody's life. Like I tell y'all, I do not see myself as no type of role model, honey. I'm just a YouTuber. But to hear that, you know, I've said certain words and like people have taken them to heart, or like maybe a girl had low self-esteem about, you know, her looks or about, you know, what she was going through, and she ran across my video and it really helped her. Like those are the moments that mean the most to me. So it's just been a blessing. When I tell y'all, just running into people randomly in New York and in Philly and in Delaware and New Jersey, and just, you know, getting to know my subscribers in their neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? Instead of everybody meeting in Times Square, like literally coming to where they live and chilling. And I mean, a lot of people just find that amazing. Like, I can't believe you're sitting here in the Bronx at McDonald's right off, I think that's Freedman Street, where all the shops and stuff are. And we were just going up and down the street shopping, and we were running into people, you know, speaking to folks. I had a really good time in the Bronx. You know, I had a real fun time. Harlem was just really amazing. I went to a little block party there, and it was just cool just to, like, you know, be in that environment and see how folks get down in this particular part of the city. So it's just been amazing. So after all that time in New York and Delaware and everything, me and my real good homegirl, now me and her, we've been friends for about 5 years. I met her here in Charlotte, and so me and the kids decided to drive down with her to Charlotte. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm currently back in my old stomping grounds in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it is just so surreal to me. Like, I have not been down here in about 5 years, and I cannot believe how much things have changed. South Tryon, Carowinds, they have a water park now. You know, just it looks so different. I went by my old house. You know, I lived there for 4 years. It was a lot of mixed emotions. For people who know me, they know I have a lot of deep roots down here in the Carolinas. You know, my youngest son was born down here. I was married in the Carolinas, you know, so I went through a lot, and it's just been amazing just to see some of my old friends, co-workers, the boys, they've been hanging out with a lot of their friends from the neighborhood. It's just amazing to me how kids, you know what I'm saying, they're so blessed to have things like Facebook and Xbox. Because when we were younger, when we had to move, we just never saw people again. But because these kids are so connected, it's almost like no time has passed between them, and they're able to pick up right where they left off. And so my boys and all their neighborhood friends from when they were younger, they all went to the movies yesterday. They all went swimming. You know, I've been kicking it with the parents, and they're like, you know, I remember you talking about Twitter and talking about YouTube, and we really didn't understand what all you was doing back then, but you know, we watch you. And you know, everybody down here has just been telling me how proud they are of me and how much they support what I do. And it's just been a blessing just to like really come down here and be back amongst not only friends, but like people that I consider family, people who were there from when I was sick and, you know, just going through everything with my, you know, my divorce, my separation, you know, and then when I had to move back to Minneapolis, it's like, it just feels really good to be back home. Like, Charlotte is definitely home to me, and I'm gonna be here for a few days. I went and got this big ass suite, honey. There's a full kitchen here. I'm gonna have a little hotel party, and invite all my friends this weekend. We're just going to kick it for the whole 4th of July weekend. I'm going to have just everybody coming through. You know, we're going to have a good old time and cook and, you know, just have an amazing time and just really, you know, talk and chop it up. I've been stopping off at just everybody's house and, you know, just visiting people and just seeing what they've been up to over the past 5 years and, you know, how they're living and what's going on. And, you know, some people are doing well, other people are struggling, but, you know, whatever I can do to help, I've been trying to help, you know, my people's out. Because like I said, my people in the Carolinas are more like family than they are friends. So it's just really a blessing to be back down here and hear the Southern accents and, you know, the Southern food and the, you know, the Southern hospitality and hearing young kids call me ma'am. Like I miss that, you know what I mean? You don't get that in LA. You don't get that in Minneapolis. So it's always good to come back down south, you know, so I'm just having a really good time. So that's where I've been. That's why I haven't made any videos. I just really been just spending time with just friends and just getting reacquainted back with people and letting my kids just really enjoy, you know, this is where they grew up. You know, my youngest was born down here. We lived here for like 10 years. So, you know, it's just been amazing to them just to see like the change and everything. So anyways, I did want to come on camera and do some videos today. I know it's been a while and everybody's been hitting me up wanting to know that I see the BET Awards and what I thought about Jesse Williams' speech and everything else. Now, I didn't watch the entire award show because that night we were out and about doing things in Delaware. But I did watch Jesse Williams' speech. And when I heard his speech, y'all, I was definitely moved. You know, I felt like he was coming from such a sincere place. You know, he was saying a lot of positives. He was speaking out. If you remember my Muhammad Ali video, I talked about how we didn't have celebrities who spoke out anymore like when Muhammad Ali did back in the 60s. And that, you know, it'd be nice if we would have some sports figures or some entertainers speak out about the injustices that are going on in the world today. And when I tell you, Jesse Williams to me was the embodiment of everything I was saying in that Muhammad Ali video. He was articulate. He spoke against the police. He spoke against brutality. He spoke about gentrification, which I saw firsthand when I went down to Harlem. You know, down here in North Carolina, they're moving a lot of the people out in certain districts and moving a lot of the poor people into a different side of town. Gentrification is happening everywhere. You know, so he spoke on that. He also talked about cultural appropriation, and then that caused a lot of backlash because Justin Timberlake, you know, he appreciated what Jesse Williams was saying. He tweeted about it and folks started attacking him and going off on him. So that was like a big mess right there. While I don't disagree with what Justin Timberlake was trying to say, it did kind of upset me because of all the backlash that he got. It almost took away from Jesse Williams' speech, you know. So I really respected that. And then you had other folks who felt like, you know what? Jesse Williams is not black enough. He's biracial. Why is he talking about black issues? And like I've always said in my videos, I do not consider biracial people black. I consider them biracial. But biracial people are free to consider themselves whatever they want, okay? That Jesse Williams definitely, you know, considers himself more black. He definitely sides more with his black side. He's very in tune with his African-American culture. So I have nothing but respect for that man. Him being light-skinned with blue eyes does not take away from anything that he said. Sometimes we're too quick to kill the messenger as opposed to listening to the message. So I really appreciate everything that he had to say. I don't care if he's full black or not full black. What he was saying up there was the truth. But now, with that being said, whenever somebody speaks their truth as they see it, you always have the naysayers and the detractors. You guys all remember the blonde bimbo, Tomi Lahren. I did a video about her when she was trying to go in on Beyonce. Well, she's come back with a vengeance, and I guess she has nothing else to do because nobody's checking for her. She had no other hot topics to talk about. She decided to come back and call Jesse Williams a racist and basically go off on him on this rant on her show. Now, you guys know I can't use none of her video clips because last time I did, she called herself pulling my video down off of YouTube. So I'm not going to put any of her videos in here. But if you want to see Tomi Lahren's rant, you guys can click the link down below and check it out. Her rant was just full of bullshit and hypocrisy. You know, what I find funny about this woman, like I said, I've already called her out before in my Beyonce video. What I find funny about her is that she's always so quick to point out the racism going towards cops. You know, the cop hating and the fear mongering about cops and how Jesse Williams is a reverse racist and he's anti-white and everything else. Now, what's funny is that when cops are out here doing fucked up shit, you never hear this stupid bimbo Tomi Lahren speak up about that. It's funny that Tomi Lahren said nothing when it came to the police officer who raped a black woman in Syracuse, New York. She didn't speak on that. That police officer ended up getting 3 years probation. But where was Tomi Lahren's rant then? nowhere to be found. And I also noticed that her ass is quiet during this whole police scandal in Oakland, California. What's going on there is that you have an 18-year-old girl who has basically come out and admitted to being used as a prostitute by some of the police forces out there in Cali, and she's saying that she has slept with over 30 police officers. But while Tomi's sitting here trying to go to bat for the police 24/7, I find her stance very hypocritical because she doesn't call them out when they do messed up stuff. So for her to try and go in on Jesse Williams, to me, is just ridiculous. But you know what? This is what I expect from Tomi, because to me, she's nothing but a hypocritical racist. And she only gets in her feelings when somebody airs out America's dirty laundry, okay? So I'm not surprised about anything that she said about Jesse Williams. And literally everything that she said about Jesse Williams to me went in one ear and out the other, because Tomi is full of shit. And I hope that Jesse Williams does not take time out his precious day to even address this bimbo, okay? Now, moving on to Miss Stacey Dash, all right? Now, Stacey Dash, she's been on some bullshit for a while. I've called her out before. I try to give her the benefit of the doubt at first, but then it's like she just kept on saying foolish things and doing foolish things. And now, as of today, once again, Stacey Trash, that's what I need to call instead of Stacey Dash. Stacey Trash is now trending on Twitter. And why is she trending? She's trending because she's also jumping on the Tomi Lahren bandwagon and calling out Jesse Williams. She's saying that Jesse Williams is no more than a plantation slave, okay? I'm going to go ahead and read to you guys a small snippet of what Stacey Dash had to say. Stacey Trash says, "I said it before and I'll say it again. BET is keeping racism and segregation alive, and this past Sunday's award show proves it." She goes, particularly the speech given by Grey's Anatomy star Jesse Williams, whose tirade after receiving a 2016 BET Humanitarian Award for his black activism was nothing short of an attack on white people. "You've just seen the perfect example of a Hollywood plantation slave. Sorry, Mr. Williams, but the fact that you are standing on stage at those awards tells people that you don't really know anything that you're talking about. You're just spewing a bunch of hate and anger." She then goes to say, "That chip on the shoulder of people like you will weigh you down and keep you from flying free. But true freedom is never free. You have to know how to fly. If anybody's making you feel this way, it is you. You are living in a psychological prison of your own making. If anyone is ghettoizing anyone, it's people like you letting the BETs and other media outlets portray us in negative stereotypes." So that's what Stacey Dash had to say about all the wonderful things that Jesse Williams spoke about at the BET Awards this year. And once again, I'm not shocked by Stacey Dash's comments. It's obvious that everything that Jesse Williams said during his BET speech definitely went over her head. What I find funny is that Stacey Dash never speaks up about issues concerning black people unless it's for her to say something negative. But she's always going to bat. She always has on her Superman cape anytime she feels that white folks are hurt or they're facing some type of injustice. It's like, Stacey Dash, I'm gonna need you to have a tall glass to shut the fuck up, okay? To me, when I see Stacey Dash, I see somebody who's now filled with a lot of self-hatred. She wants to be anything other than black. She wants to be embraced so much by Fox and the mainstream media that she's willing to throw her own people under the bus. So to me, Stacey Dash is sad, especially being that she has a son who is also African American. Her son is very light complected, but his father is African American. And I just think it's sad that she can just basically, just belittle and just, wave away everything that Jesse said, because her son could very well also become a victim of police brutality. And if that ever happens, then she's going to look to the black community to have her back. I just found the whole situation with Stacey Dash and Tomi Lahren just really, really comical. They're both very, very delusional. And this is what happens when you don't go back to the hood. This is what happens when you don't go back to your roots. One thing I found out while I was in the Bronx, it's so funny that, Stacey Dash is a topic today, but one of my subscribers went to school with Stacey Dash. Stacey Dash is a year older than him, and she's from the Bronx. I had no idea that this woman was from the Bronx. They were like, yeah, she's from the Bronx. She's from the hood. She's, right here in South Bronx is where Stacey Dash was raised. And I had no idea. I assumed she was from Hollywood or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So again, this is what happens when you disconnect yourself from your roots, when you want to forget about how you grew up, about the struggles that you went through. This is what happens. You end up turning into a Stacey Dash. No one should ever forget or be ashamed of where they come from. I just feel like Stacey Dash has totally forgotten who she is, where she comes from, her ethnic makeup, and she needs to grow up. No matter how much she sits there and tries to kiss Fox News' ass, they're not going to respect you and they're not going to see you on the same level as any of their white news anchors, okay? You're just a token black chick on Fox News who is paid to basically talk shit about your own people. So to me, the whole situation is just damn ridiculous. I'm gonna need Stacey Dash and Tomi Lahren to have a tall glass of what? Shut the fuck up, okay? But anyways, kudos to Jesse Williams. Like I said, once again, his speech definitely hit home. And we need more entertainers. We need more athletes. We need more rappers and whatever else. People in the industry, especially people of color, black people, to stand up and speak against things like this. You know what I'm saying? To be leaders. Don't just be comfortable in your wealth. Do something with that wealth. Make your voice heard and be a role model to the next generation. So anyways, you guys, let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy situation, honey. Once again, concerning Stacey Dash, Tomi Lahren, and Jesse Williams. All right, deuces. Hey, you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.